One evening, Fluttershy hosted a sleepover party for Sweetie Belle, Apple Bloom, and Scootaloo at her cottage.
Okay, girls, what should we do?
The fillies were so excited for the night's activities.
I'm staying up all night. Me too! Me three!
Fluttershy suggested the fillies play a game, but they had other plans.
So, what do you want to do? Play a game? We are the Cutie Mark Crusaders! And we want to crusade for our cutie marks! And we... yeah, what they said!
The fillies wanted to find out what their talents were so they could earn their cutie marks. Scootaloo wanted to go explore the everfree forest outside of Fluttershy's cottage.
Or we could go adventuring in the everfree forest! Yeah!
Fluttershy warned the fillies not to go because the forest is full of strange creatures.
Oh no, the everfree forest is much too dangerous.
Sweetie Belle asked Fluttershy to come with them into the forest to catch creatures.
But you could go with us and we could catch those creatures. We could be, creature catchers.
The fillies thought they might earn their cutie marks if they caught a scary creature.
Yay! Cutie Mark Crusader creature catchers! Now, girls, how about we do some nice coloring?
Scootaloo and Apple Bloom made a costume of a creature from the everfree forest.
Arr! I am a dangerous creature from the everfree forest. Rawr! Careful, you don't break anything.
Sweetie Belle pretended to be a creature catcher and chased them around the cottage.
I'm Sweetie Belle, the creature catcher, and I'm here to catch you!
While playing, the fillies accidentally crashed into a table and broke it to pieces.
Sorry, Fluttershy. Yeah, sorry.
They apologized to Fluttershy and decided to try fixing the table. Maybe their talent was in carpentry.
I know, we could be Cutie Mark Crusader carpenters!
The fillies hammered away, but what they made didn't look anything like a table.
That doesn't look like a table.
They decided they were not meant to be carpenters, but they did make an interesting sculpture.
We are definitely not Cutie Mark carpenters. Some ponies put this thing out of its misery.
All the noise from fixing the table startled the chickens outside Fluttershy's cottage.
Fluttershy, your chickens are on the loose! Don't worry, Fluttershy. The Cutie Mark Crusaders will handle this. Cutie Mark Crusader chicken herders! Come on, girls. The chickens are fine.
The Cutie Mark Crusaders thought they could help by rounding up all the chickens. Fluttershy decided it was time that the chickens settled down and went back to bed.
There's some good chickens.
She used her special gift, the stare, on the chickens, and they went back into their coop. The fillies noticed that one chicken ran off into the everfree forest, so they chased after it.
Hey, girls, look! Some of the chickens may have escaped.
Fluttershy tried to call the fillies back to her, but she had to follow them into the forest.
Girls, wait!
Deep in the everfree forest, Apple Bloom and her friends were searching for the lost chicken.
That is not how you call a chicken.
Scootaloo and Apple Bloom bickered about who had the better chicken call.
Now I know how to call a chicken. Scootaloo! Scootaloo! Come on, guys. We're not going to find the chicken or our cutie marks by arguing.
Apple Bloom thought that maybe arguing was their special talent, so they argued more.
Maybe that's our special talent. Arguing.
Is not.
Is too. Anything yet?
Nope.
Huh.
No matter how much they argued, no cutie marks appeared for them. Just then, Fluttershy found the fillies and urged them to leave the forest right away.
We haven't found the chicken yet.
She told them to leave because there was a dangerous cockatrice on the loose.
There's no time for that. There's a cockatrice on the loose.
Fluttershy explained that a cockatrice has the head of a chicken and the body of a snake.
A cockatrice! It's a frightening creature with the head of a chicken and the body of a snake.
She also told the fillies that the cockatrice has a stare that can turn living things to stone.
The head of a chicken and the body of a snake? That doesn't sound scary. That sounds silly.
Why, if I ever saw one of them cock-a-thingies face to face, I'd laugh at how silly it was.
Just then, the fillies found the missing chicken, but they were confused when they saw two of them.
There he is!
Two chickens?
I thought only one escaped. Grab them both,
said Sweetie Belle, not knowing that the second one was actually a cockatrice. The cockatrice took flight and swooped towards the ponies. Fluttershy told the fillies to hide behind her, and they listened to her.
Girls! Behind me, now!
The cockatrice attacked, trying to turn Fluttershy into stone with its magical stare. But Fluttershy used her stare on the cockatrice and sent it scampering away.
Just who do you think you are going around turning others into stone? Don't ever let me catch you doing this again!
The fillies learned a valuable lesson and apologized to Fluttershy for not listening to her.
We're sorry we snuck into the forest.
They promised they would listen to Fluttershy and other ponies who care for them from now on.
Yeah, we'll listen to you from now on.
We promise.
Oh, you do you? Well, you better, or I'll give you the stare.
Even though the fillies didn't earn their cutie marks, they did learn an important lesson. Fluttershy let the fillies frolic with the chickens until it was time to go home. The end.
One day, Pinkie Pie invited all her best friends over to celebrate Gummy's birthday.
Just wanted to tell you how happy I am that you can make it to Gummy's party!
You always throw the best parties, Pinkie Pie, said Fluttershy. After the party, Pinkie Pie waved goodbye to all her friends. haven't danced that much since, well, since your last party, said Applejack. Great party, said Twilight Sparkle. See you later, birthday alligator, said Rainbow Dash. Bravo for hosting yet another delightful soiree, said Rarity. We should do this again soon, smiled Twilight Sparkle.
We should do this again soon!
They would in fact do it again soon, because all the ponies were going to throw a surprise party for Pinkie Pie the very next day. The next day, Pinkie Pie showed up at Twilight Sparkle's door. She wanted to have another party for Gummy right away, but it was the same day as her surprise party.
You said we should have another party soon, and it's soon! Here's your invitation!
Thinking fast, Twilight Sparkle made up an excuse and told Pinkie Pie she could not come to her party. I wish I could make it, but I've really got to hit the books, said Twilight Sparkle. Pinkie Pie galloped to Sweet Apple Acres so she could invite Applejack to her party.
Who's ready to shake their hoo thing?
Applejack could not tell Pinkie about the party they were planning for her, so she made an excuse too. I can't make it. I have to, pick apples, said Applejack.
A party is still a party, even if there are only 3 guests,
said Pinkie Pie. So off she went to the Carousel Boutique to invite Rarity.
Gummy's after birthday party is this afternoon.
Rarity did not want to ruin the surprise party for her friend, so she made up an excuse too. I have to wash my hair, said Rarity. Pinkie Pie went to deliver her invitations to Rainbow Dash and Fluttershy. We're house-sitting, for a bear, said Rainbow Dash. They said they could not come either. No ponies were coming to Pinkie Pie's party.
There's a bear around here who lives in a house?
Pinkie Pie was confused. Why could none of her friends make it to Gummy's after-birthday party?
Something strange is definitely going on around here, Gummy.
Meanwhile, Twilight Sparkle trotted over to the sweet shop to pick up the cake for Pinkie Pie's surprise party. She reminded Mrs. Cake that the party was a secret and not to tell Pinkie. I don't want her to know anything about this, said Twilight Sparkle. Pinkie Pie felt sad because Twilight Sparkle was keeping a secret from her.
But we're friends. What wouldn't Twilight want me to know anything about?
She wanted to discover what was going on. Pinkie Pie put on a disguise and followed Twilight Sparkle as she brought the cake to Rarity. She didn't see me at the sweet shop, Twilight Sparkle whispered. I'd hate for her to ruin everything, said Rarity. Pinkie Pie followed Rarity and saw her pass the cake to Fluttershy. All her friends were planning a party without her. Can you believe she was planning an after-birthday party today? Said Rarity. I'm just glad I was able to come up with an excuse, said Fluttershy.
I thought every pony loved my party,
Pinkie Pie said to herself. Just then, Pinkie Pie noticed Rainbow Dash with a bag of supplies. She wanted to know what was in that bag. Pinkie Pie chased Rainbow Dash all the way to Applejack's barn. Pinkie Pie banged on the door. You can't come in here, said Applejack. Pinkie Pie threw a party for Gummy without her friends. She invited some pretty strange guests instead.
This is one great party! You really outdone yourself!
I'm having a delightful time as well.
Could I have some more punch?
Slice of cake?
Rainbow Dash tried to convince her to stop acting weird and to come with her. What do you say we get out of Creepy Town and head on over to Applejack's? Said Rainbow Dash. Her surprise party was waiting, but she did not know that.
I'm having a wonderful time right here.
Rainbow Dash had to shove her into the barn, where everyone was waiting to give her a big surprise. Surprise! Yelled all the ponies. It was Pinkie Pie's surprise birthday party. The ponies had been planning it for so long.
It's my birthday! Oh, how could I have forgotten my own birthday?
We had to make up excuses for why we couldn't attend Gummy's party so that we could get everything ready for yours, said Rarity. They had kept it a secret from Pinkie Pie so it would be a nice surprise. We wanted your party to be a surprise, said Rainbow Dash. Happy birthday, Pinkie Pie, said Twilight Sparkle. Pinkie Pie felt so happy.
You girls are the best friends ever!
She said. Let's party, said Applejack. Pinkie Pie had learned a valuable lesson. Always expect the best from your friends and never assume the worst. She had a great time at the party with her best friends, and Gummy did too. The end.
One day, Pinkie Pie and her friends were making a batch of rock candy for Pinkie's sister Maud.
We have to choose the perfect ones before she gets here so I have time to make more.
Maud was coming to visit Ponyville. Pinkie hoped that Maud would become fast friends with the other ponies.
We can make Bestest' friend rock candy necklaces together!
Pinkie Pie thought that Maud and her friends shared common interests. They would be friends in no time.
She expresses herself through fashion just like Rarity, and she's really smart and loves reading just like Twilight. And she's honest and loves forest things and is good at games and, well, she's awesome!
Pinkie Pie's friends were eager to meet Maud for the first time, so every pony went to greet her together. Twilight Sparkle welcomed Maud to Ponyville. Maud was a little overwhelmed by meeting every pony at once.
We're just so thrilled you could come for a visit. Pinkie Pie has told us so much about you.
Pinkie Pie thought every pony's favorite activities would bring Maud and her friends closer together.
This is going to be the best, most awesome, funnest week ever! I can't wait for us all to become bestest friends!
Pinkie Pie tells me you share my love for fashion.
I'm really into expressing myself through my wardrobe.
Rarity, Maud, and Pinkie Pie went to the Carousel Boutique to try on some fashionable clothes.
I like this one.
Rarity was surprised by Maud's unique sense of style when she picked out a dish towel as her favorite fabric.
I believe that is a dish towel. But I'm sure I could work my magic and turn into something fabulous.
No thanks.
Fluttershy had heard that Maud loved nature too, so they took a walk through the woods together.
These spiders only live in Ponyville, and even though they may look a teeny bit scary, they're actually very sweet.
However, Fluttershy got confused when Maud seemed much more interested in a dull rock than a friendly spider.
I was looking at the rock.
Twilight heard that Maud loved poetry as much as she did, but all of the poems Maud recited were about rocks.
Rocks. These are my rocks. Sediments make me sedimental.
Twilight Sparkle listened politely, but was not sure she enjoyed Maud's rock poetry.
I've written thousands.
She's so prolific!
Applejack heard that Maud was also very honest, so she wanted Maud to try some of her delicious apple cider.
Wow! That's the best apple cider I've ever had!
Applejack asked Maud for her honest opinion, but Maud did not seem to enjoy the cider as much as Pinkie Pie.
What do you think, Maud?
It tastes like apples.
Rainbow Dash heard that Maud loved games. Rainbow was amazed when Maud won their rock throwing contest. Rainbow Dash was surprised that Maud won, but was even more shocked that Maud didn't seem to care about winning.
I guess you won this one, Maud.
I'm not really into winning.
Pinkie Pie was preparing to make more best friend rock candy necklaces when her friends showed up.
Great, you're all here! Maud is out looking for rocks, so this is the perfect time for us to set up everything we'll need to make our best friend rock candy necklaces!
Applejack explained they didn't want to make necklaces because they didn't feel they were best friends with Maud.
We just wouldn't feel right making something that means we're best friends if, well, we aren't.
Oh, okay.
Pinkie Pie was still determined to make Maud and the others become friends, so she created a fun obstacle course.
I call it Pinkie Rainbow Rare Twi Apple Flutter Maud Fun Time!
Pinkie thought that if the ponies ran the course together, they would become friends in no time. Pinkie demonstrated the obstacle course and paused before climbing the giant rock slide at the end.
Applesauce tunnel for Applejack. Pretty shiny stuff for Rarity. Reading material for Twilight. Critter time for Fluttershy. Cupcakes for yours truly. And it's a race for Rainbow Dash.
Pinkie Pie, what is that?
A rock slide, of course. For Maud.
Pinkie Pie started climbing the rock pile, but got stuck right as a boulder started to tumble down.
Huh?
Luckily, Maud rushed to the rescue and stopped the boulder before it could hurt Pinkie Pie. Every pony was so relieved and grateful that Maud was able to save Pinkie Pie in time.
How in Equestria did she do that?
Pinkie Pie was in trouble. Maud would move mountains for her if she had to.
They all realized that the one important thing that they all shared with Maud was their love for Pinkie Pie.
That's it! I think I finally realized what we all have in common with Maud.
The ponies knew that Maud could be their good friend, no matter how different they were from one another.
The thing that makes us click and creates a special bond between us is how much we all love Pinkie Pie. What do you think, Maud?
Maud agreed. Pinkie Pie was elated that all her friends were now friends with her big sister.
Sure.
Maud explained to her new friends that though she was Pinkie Pie's sister, she was not nearly as excitable.
I don't know if you've noticed, but I don't show my enthusiasm for things quite in the same way my sister does.
Every pony understood, even though Maud had a different way of showing her feelings. She still had plenty of them.
We noticed. And we're totally cool with it.
Every pony went back to Sugar Cube Corner and presented rock candy necklaces to celebrate their friendship.
Maud, we'd like to give you something so that you remember all your friends from Ponyville.
Thank you.
Even though Maud didn't like candy, she kept every necklace she received from Pinkie and her friends in a chest.
I don't really like candy, but I do love Pinkie Pie.
Every pony celebrated their new friendship with Maud by throwing her a dance party.